Hi YouTube, this is Stephanie with Luna Phoenix Tarot. I was laying in bed with my kids and I was talking to Renee from Natural Mystic Tarot, and we were having some downloads coming in, and then we saw an upload from a Luna Ash, and it really just everything clicked. So I'm not on camera because I'm a hot mess right now, and so I apologize. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Please subscribe if you feel you want to. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much. I'm gonna try and keep this short. Basically, the download that we're getting is this shift that's coming has to do with divine feminine and masculine energies balancing out. So what that means is, at an energetic level, there has been an imbalance and somewhat of a power struggle generationally between feminine and masculine energy. And I mean, it goes back literally generations. And it's time to balance it out. And this full moon in Libra is bringing that balance in. Also, when the moon moves into Scorpio, which is more of a feminine sign, the moon is more feminine. It's gonna cause another shift. Also, the sun, which is more masculine, is moving into Taurus, which is more masculine, also causing more balance. So basically, what's been coming through for me, for I would say the past couple weeks, is seeing 444, and I know you guys have seen it if you've watched any of my other videos. I've been talking about these synchronicities and seeing 444 everywhere. Fourth house in astrology also represents foundations, okay? So, these foundations have to fall. And I've been trying not to even go there with Notre Dame, but it's quite significant and energetically. It's devastating to me personally, and I'm sure to millions of people. I mean, it's Notre Dame. Luckily, I was able to see it when I was younger and actually go there and get to, admire it in person. But just what it represents energetically is just intense. And I had somewhat of a aha moment the other day as I was watching about, the fire and everything. And, in tarot, the tower falling is significant because it usually brings in chaos at first, but then it settles and it brings in balance, right? So, the tower literally fell at Notre Dame, and it truly is devastating to watch. I don't like watching the news because it's just hard to watch, and just to know what that represents to so many people and what it means to so many people. It truly is heartbreaking, but I do feel something beautiful will come behind this. Anywho, I'm gonna get off of that topic. I don't like staying in religion and politics and all that good stuff too much, so I'm gonna get off of that. But there was a time, back goddesses and gods, where there was a balance between feminine and masculine energy. One second. Sorry, guys. One second. I recorded this on voice, and I don't know if you guys can hear me right now. But I couldn't figure out how to upload it, so I'm redoing this. But I had actually channeled the message on voice, so I was kind of rambling anyway. Um, this one's a little more organized, kind of. Alright, let's see. Anywho, so, I forgot where I was at. Back in the time of gods and goddesses, there was balance. Goddesses were appreciated and respected in the way that um, they were submissive, but not to a point where it gave the masculine energy or the god all the power. The feminine energy also had power. The god would be the hunter, the provider. The feminine would be the one to build the home, hold the home down, and energetically and physically, this balance was there to where there was a mutual respect and appreciation for the masculine and the feminine energy. Now, over time, it became the woman or the feminine energy became submissive to the masculine energy, and the masculine energy held all the control and the power, whereas the feminine energy was basically told to stay in your place in the kitchen and raise these kids and you know don't question the masculine, and over time that changed again to sorry guys, my son's talking. He's okay. It shifted to where there was an uprising of feminine energy, to where the feminine now, even as we see now, is holding office, providing, um, doing all these masculine things as well as feminine things, and it has in turn demasculinized the masculine energy. So it completely shifted, but it's still in balance. And I hope I'm making sense here, but and it's not to say that feminine energy should be submissive to the point where you're letting your control go, because that's still an imbalance, and that will go back to the generation of women um, you know being in the kitchen barefoot and pregnant, basically. um, and I'm saying this out of a place of love, because it's just the way that everything is coming to me is very black and white, and I'm trying to explain this in a way that it makes sense energetically and not necessarily how society sees it. So we have been called as feminines to heal ourselves from our wounds, from having to be the protector, from having to be the provider, from having to have our own backs, from having to, be the masculine. We are being put in positions to where we have to heal those wounds and embrace our feminine energy so that we can heal the masculine. Because the masculine is wounded too. And I've heard a couple readers say this in so many ways. The masculine is wounded as well. A lot of absent fathers being sent to war and being killed off, and, being incarcerated, being raised by women who are trying to balance out that feminine and masculine energy within themselves, and then they can't figure out how to help raise this masculine, and it has caused a wounded masculine. So neither side is greater than the other, and that's what the universe is calling for, is an equal consciousness. We need to be in a place where we are complementing each other and not taking power from each other. And that's why these foundations have to come down. And that's going to be the beauty behind it. And that's the new world that I believe we're coming into, in a place of just complete love and surrendering to our higher self. Um, I, for one, have experienced it, and it's a lack mindset. And I had an aha moment when I realized that that is the block that's been keeping me from moving forward, from the, being completely whole, is this mindset of having to survive, you know. So and the same goes with the masculine. They're trying to figure out how to survive in a world where the masculine is looked at as a joke, almost. So the roles have completely shifted, and we're essentially being, I wouldn't say forced, but we're being forced to bring balance to these energies, so that the consciousness can come up and we can all operate from a place of love and respect. Um, I just want to make sure I hit on everything. I think so. I hate that I had to redo this, but my first message I couldn't get to upload. But anywho, I hope I didn't offend anybody by, touching on Notre Dame. I really have been avoiding that, but it's significant energetically. It truly is. And I think once we can let the societal view of it go, and the fear mongering, and I'm not going to get too far into the politics behind stuff and everything like that, but once we can look at it from a place of energy, and what that represents now, we'll be able to see that things are going to shift the perspective of generations. I mean, these wounds are, grandmother to great grandmother, mother, it goes back 2, 3, 4 generations, where we're trying to heal all these wounds. And our generation is the one that is being called to do the healing and to raise the vibration of this planet. I'm not going to get too out there on you guys, but I hope I made some sense, and I hope you guys can take this and hopefully heal from it, and just realize that you don't have to be the survivor. You can be abundant. You are abundant. Live like you are living your best life. I mean, you don't have to wait till tomorrow to do what you want to do. Do it now. Surrender to your higher self. Surrender to your feminine energy. And watch how things unfold. Watch the balance that takes place. By you surrendering to your feminine energy, the masculine is going to rise up. And that's what we're being called to do. So I hope you guys have a good night, and I will see you soon. Take care.